we talk. It's funny. It's all this stuff we talk about like before the show starts is like oh, it took 250 hours to make Selena Gomez's dress so that you'll buy dresses made by slaves, right? Because like I don't know. Like, is that interesting? Like, do you care? You probably don't care. Like,
nobody cares.
Like, you would care, but nobody
cares.
Like, like, this is not the clip that would go viral. Like, did you know that all of your clothes and shit are made by like slaves or whatever?
No.
But like, obviously jobs are made up. And obviously this is going to sound crazy like when I say it, because obviously jobs are made up, but like they are like so fake, right? Like when we think about how like no one's doing anything and who takes what and like what's going on, it's like no one's like like the reason the people have the best jobs is just because they were given to them, right? Like why can I not make more money doing a job people don't want to do?
Yeah, because
like why do the jobs everyone want pay the most money? That doesn't jive with anything else, right? Like,
yeah, like shouldn't like a coal miner's job pay a lot more than a guy that's like the CEO, because you're putting your life at risk?
This is what's broken about the economy, right? Like there should be some sort of supply and demand, and like they can fake supply and demand and be like, no, people love Funko Pops. This isn't just a bunch of like kids with too much money and parents who hate them,
and
right?
I think what Mike Badone is trying to say to the viewers out there, and I'm pretty sure we're outside of the Patreon bit, is go to the economyofnothing.com, economyofnothing patreon.com. Also, I think in general, it's a classic case of like, you're always told to follow your dreams, but if we're being honest, I think most of the people, even people out there who are not listening or listening to the podcast, don't even know what their dreams are supposed to be. Because in order to find a dream, it's something that you would want to do that, like, if money were no object, how would you spend your time? And I don't think anyone can really answer that today, because everything is so money centric. And like, I mean, you see it in everything. You see it in the AI slop. You see it in our movies and how they just suck lately. You see it in our TV shows. Everybody's afraid to take a chance, and they're much more willing to just put in bare minimum effort because everybody feels like that they deserve a lot of money, but no one really worked to earn it. There are occasional few, but not most, right?
It's one of those things when I say like no one's trying at their job and everyone gets like really offended. And I'm trying to be like, no, I understand that you are being worked to your fucking absolute limits, right?
Yeah.
But like, you are not trying hard, right? Like, you are being pushed hard. You are being asked to do too much in not enough time, right? And you're like trying to come up with like clever workarounds for nonsense, right? But like, you're not like fucking try, because like, to do what? Like, your job doesn't matter. How hard could you fucking try, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like even a brain surgeon, like how hard's brain surgery? Like, he's not going to try harder at brain surgery. He just like does his best job at brain surgery, hopefully, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
join FanDuel and we'll give you $350 starting pretend money that you're definitely not going to win anything with, and then you'll put more money in that you're definitely not going to win anything with. I ask people as a joke, and I often wonder, do they think I'm like an idiot because I'm asking? Like, I'll go to we just went to this Panthers game at somebody's house, and everybody's watching, and I'm just like, so anybody take any bets on this? FanDuel or like Kalshi or like the probabilities, and everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. And I was just like
I'm so glad that I was going to ask you, I was like, Mike, at some point this football season, you need to like go somewhere so we can talk. Like, it's insane, right, dude? I don't know if you saw any of like the pre-games or shows or whatever. It's like the show's commercials for gambling, the broadcast is commercials for gambling. Like, I was watching during the game last night, and like just one of the broadcasters was like, oh yeah, well if I was a betting man, I'd take that money right now. Just as like a play-by-play fucking thing. It's insane, man. Like in like no one's they did it so fucking perfectly that like despite me standing here and yelling about it in everyone's face as it happened, it just happened to like that, like the way they just morphed like these like I don't know, was that fantasy stuff just into like, oh, now you're kind of betting with your now it, you can do everything but bet with your friends. That's fucking illegal. Like, right? Like, it like, shouldn't that tell you everything you need to know?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I know everything will happen because it needs to happen.
But I think that's super funny that like, no, every single one of them had done multiple bets, right? Hundreds. You were sitting with thousands of dollars of wasted fucking idiot money. The people just fucking shitting it away.
And then I asked, I was like, has anyone ever won anything? And you'll be like, if a room of 10 people, maybe 6 of them are betting, and out of those 6 people, maybe one of them has won. And they're wanting to tell me, but they're not telling me their losses. And maybe they're just the lucky guy in the room, but most people lose, right? So it's like, so if that's the ratio, 1 out of 6 people win, like, that's not great. I mean, you have a better chance on a scratcher. 1 out of 4 of those win.
So, and half the time, like, and also the way odds and spreads and stuff works means most of the time when you win, you like still lose a percent. It's not like you never win as large of a percentage as you lose. They always take 100% of it or whatever, but they never pay you like double, right? They only pay you like yours and a bit, right? You know what I mean? Like,
and the odds
so
are so
even if you're 50-50 wins
payouts.
losses, you're losing money, right?
Yeah, and I on top of that, like now everything is just so installed into your like TurboTax, like you're gonna get dinged again.
Oh,
like,
dude,
Jesus,
and like it's one of those things where like, but in people,
you can go to a
like,
casino and not report it, right?
Dude, everyone is fucking everyone's an addict and they will not admit it, right? It's clear and obvious fucking signs. People say things to me like, well, it makes it more fun. And I'm like, fuck you, man. We used to watch football together and not bet on it. And you had we had great times. I feel like we had better times because you weren't looking at your phone the whole time, like looking at other games, right? Like,
yeah. Well, the one thing I will say is that yes, I think everyone in some form or fashion is addicted to something, right?
Yeah.
Just because, life is hard. But I agree with you. I think there was, as somebody who was not a football fan or that big of a sport fan, and I think kind of like I was the opposite of you, where you kind of looked at society and you're like, what is this from a very young age? I always looked at sports as like, what is this? Because it, like on the surface, if you really want to get down into the weeds on this, on my view of sports, it's very interesting because I think
kids games. What's happening,
dude? It's fucking kids games, right? On top of that, you could have the most diehard sports fans. This was even before like fantasy and stuff that just like loved a team, and then you'd be like, "What did you play hockey?" Well, no. Oh, okay. You never played hockey? No, I just really like this team. Why? Because it's my hometown. Okay, well, how many players on it are from your hometown? Oh, no, everybody gets traded now. There's probably like no one on there from the hometown. What? The only one that makes sense to me is soccer and football, a European Football World Cup, because that one actually makes sense, right? It's like you actually have to play from the country that you're from, and like there is like a level of like camaraderie and just culture that comes with that.
Yeah.
But even then, it gets commercialized and stuff.
Well, you hit on something there that's like a big grift of sports. And of course, we can talk post 9/11 America's injection of NFL into patriotism and all this kind of shit, right? But like there is very basely like there's something wrong with people. They keep giving billionaires billions of dollars to like build stadiums because they're like, well, that's our team. What if they take our team away from us? I was like, well, if it was really your team, they couldn't take it from you. It's not your team. They're not the Dallas Cowboys. They're Jerry Jones's fucking Cowboys. Like he doesn't like you. He doesn't care about you. That's why they lose all the time.
And that's why beer and like soda is like $8 to $12.
Yeah. Like it's not your team. If they cared about you,
it wouldn't be that high.
And they get away with all this bullshit by taking advantage of you like that. And you're like, well, me and my dad used to love watching the Cowboys together. And I'm like, I know. And they're like being predators on you because of that, right? Like
they're preying on you because of it. And the worst part about it all is that as the years go on, every sport gets worse. Like the rules get more flexible.
Bad. Oh, dude, they were doing so much PR. They were doing so much PR during this like wild card season. Welcome to the sports version of this podcast. Like this wild card season, they were so much like, oh my God, this game and the last game had the most points in the fourth quarter than any. This is so exciting. This is the most exciting wild card season that's ever. Because this NFL season sucked fucking ass. People need to understand that these sports are now just television shows, and I'm allowed to be like, this show's no good anymore. I'm allowed to go, you know what? I liked the first 60 seasons of football, and now it's no good. Hey, everyone older than me who talks about The Simpsons, I'm now saying that of football. Right?
Yeah, like, it's funny that you say that because my father-in-law, who's like, you know, he's a Patriots fan because he's from up there, New Hampshire and everything, which, you know, I got to tell you, all the Patriots fans out there, the reason that like you love football so much is not because you love football. It's because you won forever. And now you don't seem to care as much. And then he even said, he's like, the guy that like, you got to grow up with the team that won, with the GOAT, Tom Brady. Yeah. And I grew up with the Panthers, and the Panthers have sucked all the time. They've never won. And they've choked back since Jake Del Holm type. Yeah. And people are like, I don't know why you don't think this year's our year. Because it's never going to be. It's never going to be our year. It doesn't matter. But the point being, he's saying, I stopped watching it. The guy that had the GOAT on it, I stopped watching it because it's like wrestling now. It's fake.
I think, Mike.
Because it is.
You'll recall several years ago when we were first probably before we'd even said the words economy of nothing to each other or whatever, you had said something like, Mike, I don't know, I think I'm getting old. Every game and every show is just bad. And I was like, no, Mike, you're not old. And you're like, well, Mike, you might be old too or whatever and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, because sports also for me. Right, so it's just impossible. And that's why I was just
like shit.
Right, it's because old people people don't grow out as like. If I was just like, oh, I don't like Star Wars as much anymore. Okay, maybe you're growing up, but like maybe it's just impossible. I grew out of everything in the same year, and you also did, and they were different. They just stopped trying after COVID or whatever, right? Like
because now like. I think if it wasn't for the fact that we started this podcast, I would still maybe be questioning it. But the fact that we did start the podcast and I see everybody like now having the same thought processes, it's just like, no, it is bad. This is not good. And I don't know. I think what happened was, and I saw a bit, I don't want to steal it, but they figured out how to like frack our attention to the point of how to like trigger us. Much like, you remember in video games when they made those loot boxes, those loot crates, and how they like predatory towards, younger kids. Yeah. I think they figured out how to do that to every part of like everything we like from us, like your phone sense. So they know how to like trigger you in areas going from here to there to there to here. That's been proven through CIA ops and shit like that. I think subconsciously you don't even know it's happening, but you know that it sucks. You know, would you rather play a game of pickup football or watch a game of football and bet on it? I don't even like the sport, and I'd probably do pickup football. That'd be more fun. That's an interactive opportunity.
Sorry, I misheard you. I have to bet on this football game.
No, your options are you can play in a game of community pickup football, or you have to watch a game of football and bet on it.
I'm not going to bet on a football game. Plus, that sounds fun.
I'm just saying, if those are the two options.
I like playing football. Yeah. I think I'll play football.
But that's ideally what they would want, right?
They want me.
In their world, you're too out, and we know you're not going to get up. Nobody, you may want to play football, but to get 11 other people to play football with you, that's insane.
And you also have to remember that like, they're just a bunch of motherfuckers with spaghetti and the world's their wall, right? So
Exactly.
like part of the reason that like these like jackpot go ads have really gotten to me is because like I'm sitting at home applying for jobs and it has to be a bunch of the people kind of in my same thing and they're throwing these ads at me and I'm like, this is the hardest miss of all time. But I can sit here and go, but I'm checking all the demographics and you're fuck it, because I'm sitting here being like, how the fuck can I make money, right? Like, and of course, this is just old. You don't need all of Facebook's data to know that people streaming television in the middle of the day are looking for money. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, I'm like,
can I make a prediction? Can I make a prediction by the end of the next 10 years? Because I think that'd be a fun thing.
I'll have found a job.
No, actually, that's not even. I don't even know if that's true. No, I'd like to make a prediction. I'd like to make a prediction over the next, like it's 2025. I say by 2035, I feel like if all these like betting apps don't get regulated and stuff at some point, I think esports will make a resurgence, and I think that in 10 years from now, we will be betting on outcomes of Mario Party games. That's what I think.
No, Mike, there's something to the idea that at a certain point, people will be like, well, you know, since the code's hard in the game or whatever, there's no chance for like some because the refs are going to ruin sports, right? It's going to happen.
Somebody's going to get greased. Yeah.
They're going to build this bureaucracy of referees and officials up to the point that like it will collapse upon its own weight, right? Like all of the. Are we watching the playoffs? The refs, there's a ref in every single booth, a former ref, just sitting there rubbing elbows with fucking Troy Aikman, I guess, because they did equal amounts of football in their career. Do you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
Do you know who Troy Aikman is?
Yeah, no, I do know what you mean. And I do know that they already kind of manipulate the refs to get the outcomes that they want based off, like, dude, they have so much data on the refs.
They've stopped saying the words like, oh, they're calling up to New York. Because like that makes it too obvious that the fix is in, right? But like when they're on, when it's like, is this going to be a first down for the team that's winning or losing in the last 2 minutes, and they're on the phone with someone, and then the call is obvious to everyone in the stadium, and it takes them an amount of time, whether they get it right or wrong, you're just sitting here going, you were giving people more time to bet. At the very least, that's why you're stopping the games at the end. I guess I can't prove that you're fixing them, but you are giving people more time to bet, stopping the games so much at the end, right? And when you stop the games for people waffling about decisions, well, that gives people time to pull out their phone and waffle on the decisions they made, right? Like,
yeah, last 2 minutes of every sport always takes 30 minutes. You ever notice that?
Yeah, and it's like it's worse now. Because, hey, get in the last minute parlays, right? It's like constantly, hey, you know, you can make your difference in the fourth quarter or whatever, right? Like,
or people were like, that's when football's played. And it's like, shut up. You know what? Bring back the Coliseum.
Have you seen the commercial? All right,
be more
since
entertaining.
Since you've seen football, have you seen the fucking Bradley Cooper commercial where it's like, where he's talking about like, oh, everyone's saying it's a conspiracy for football to sell food or whatever. And then like it cuts off. It's like Uber Eats. Did you see this commercial?
No, but that sounds terrible.
All right. So it's the perfect example of commercials when I'm talking about like, no, but this isn't, what are you talking about? This isn't ironic. This isn't funny. This isn't anything. It's just it's not even really a conspiracy. Yeah, this corporation is trying to sell ad money to its sponsors and you're in one of those ads. Right? There's no jokes happening. It's so weird.
Also, like, there's been this real push on everybody trying to get like us to like Bradley Cooper again. I think because he's just like self-conscious that he got those cheekbone implants and he looks terrible now. But
did he get? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he looks awful now. Somebody convinced him to get those cheekbone implants, and it's just like I think it's ruined his career.
I don't know the last thing. The last thing I saw Bradley Cooper in was. I have no fucking idea. The A-Team? I don't know. I haven't seen.
Wow.
What's Bradley Cooper been in recently that's anything I would have seen?
Silver Linings Playbook. That's not recent.
I was gonna joke the Limitless TV series. Like, do you know what I mean? But
was he in the Limit? I don't even think he was in that.
Yeah, I think he cameos in the Limitless TV. I think he cameos.
What was Bradley Cooper's?
Because I'm like, I've heard Bradley Cooper in Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff recently. I guess, right? Like, but I don't know what
this thing on, but.
I haven't seen any of this. Like, I haven't seen any of this weird, what I assume he's made Netflix movies and shit. Like, I don't know. I didn't see the one where he got a prosthetic nose or whatever. I didn't see that one.
He did one with Will Arnett, and that's where, like, either, you know, he should have never got the cheek implants. I think it's going to ruin his career. And clearly it has. If you're having to do Uber Eats, like, yeah.
I'll have to look at, well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Oh, he did that one movie with Lady Gaga in the Shallow. A Star Is Born.
They did A Star Is Born a million. That's old too. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking like in the last couple of years. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. Good on you, Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper, I want you to know that I think your cheeks are fine, dude. Don't worry, Bradley Cooper. I
want you to know that I think
how could you have not have already? Like, banged all the chicks you could want to bang. Like, post Hangover, he must have done fine for himself forever, right? Like, he has to still be Hangover famous.
I'm just saying, like, dude, all I know is I don't think that Timothy Olyphant kid, whatever, the one that dates one of the Kardashians. No, the one that's doing, like, Marty Supreme, the ping pong guy movie. He did Dune. You know what I'm talking about?
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet,
the Dune guy, the Dune, the white savior of Dune.
I don't know why people like him so much.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. Yeah. Like, who are these fucking kids? Like, I'm not against.
I feel like he only got hot because the dude who played Spider-Man in the latest Marvel. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Dude, I was about to say, there haven't been new kids since I was just thinking about like how old the fucking Avengers are. They're so fucking old. And there's no new ones. Haley Steinfeld, who's playing the Archer, she dates Josh. She's married to Josh Allen. She's having a baby. Like there's no young Avenger. Like, they were in the Young Avengers in like 2020. They like the Marvels. That was 6 years ago. The Avengers are so old. They didn't do an Avengers movie between the last two-parter that was sad. I had to watch another sad Avengers movie. Could they have not done a fun Avengers movie with some young people? How old's Simu Liu now? He must be in his 50s, right? Shang-Chi was 9 years ago.
All right, I'm going to talk about the economy of nothing gaming, but the reason that I bring it up is because I'm going to go do something epic with my brother-in-law, Mike, or Captain Tracy. Do you remember Stardew Valley, the video game? One of the greatest video games of all time. Well, there is an instrumental band coming to Charlotte on February 8th, just playing the Stardew Valley soundtrack. And he hit me up today and he's like, do you want to go see this with me? And he loves the game more than we do. He still plays it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do. And so I'm going to go sit and listen to
I mean, I've heard of stuff like that. I know people have gone. I've heard of people going to, like, Zelda and stuff like that. I like the Stardew Valley soundtrack. That's a fun little soundtrack.
It's very calm and collective, and I don't know. It's so different that I just feel like I would enjoy it.
No, I think that'll be fun. I bet you'll go there and they're playing them and you're like, yep, I remember this. Yep, I remember. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'll be like, this is winter. This is winter, bro. This is the season of the summer or some bullshit, you know?
That game was crazy. I think it was made by just a few people or whatever. Like,
it's made by one dude.
It wasn't made by one dude?
Yeah, I think his name's something Ape. I can't remember.
No, that game was like super, super fun. Like, there seems to be something.
Concerned Ape is the name. Sorry, just came to me.
You want to know what I think the problem is now? Is I bet that there's so many people. I bet there's a lot of people doing that. I'm not saying just making a Stardew Valley, but like one person making like a really interesting game or a small group or whatever. But like every single storefront is completely just like shitting out whatever, right?
Yeah,
like
trend following.
There's like no discovery. So like, and what does anyone care, right? Like even Nintendo, you go to the Nintendo eShop and you'd think like Nintendo as a company who like
Would
sometimes like cares about quality and stuff. Like, dude, it's just like I'm like, I wonder what's new on the Nintendo Switch because I don't really follow too much of the news or whatever. I just open it up and it's just like a bunch of hentai games, and so I guess I can go to popular, but that's just like the same 25 games all the time because people just download the most popular games when they look to,
and
you know what I mean?
Like, they're all AAA garbage. Yeah, I agree.
And
it sucks.
So, like,
it's hard to find a game. I mean,
it is hard to find a game,
but
right?
that's what they wanted. They wanted that. The indie
they
market
want you to just pump your
money
money into one game, right? I think.
Right. They want all your time in one game, but also too, like AAA realized, I think a decade ago, that all the innovation was coming from indie games. So they did two things. One, if the indie game was popular enough, say like a Rocket League, they just bought it.
Yeah.
And two, if they couldn't buy it due to the developer not wanting to sell, they would just copy it.
So. I think that's the real thing that like became. I think it was maybe like if you look in the game space, I think Epic like ripping off PUBG for Fortnite and just blanket getting away with it to the point that no one knows what I'm talking about is like probably where, because now like Fortnite and like Roblox and all these and like games,
everybody's doing
or like
it, yeah.
games with games inside of them that are copies of other games, right? And as we talked about before, like Jackpot Go, all of this stuff is apps with apps inside of it that are games. Do you know what I mean? Like they're training people, man. Like you ever hear kids like kids say bet when they mean yes. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean,
I it's really a tricky situation, and kind of is Nintendo's fault in a lot of ways, and Sony's fault because those two companies have patented so many game mechanics. They like patent things to where you can't do it. Like I don't think you should be able to patent a strategy.
Yeah,
right.
It's like I think there was something, and maybe it'll get over to, but like Pokemon, the Nintendo just tried to like basically like patent the idea of like having a character like fight for you, and I'm like, you mean like half of video games like that? Like,
yeah, I'm like what?
Are constantly
so third person
out,
in general.
like well no, like you know like Pokemon, you send out a thing to fight.
I know, like turnstile.
Like,
yeah,
but like the way it's worded, and but like be like, oh, and also any game where you summon anything to fight for you, right?
So that means like no Digimon, no like if it's not Pokemon, you can't do it.
Or like I don't know. Does it mean like in like I don't know some like Elder Scrolls game when you like, and here's my mount or whatever that'll hit somebody, right? Like it's so like someone for the longest time has had the patent, and it might have fallen out, but now no one tried on like games in the loading screen.
Yeah. I
like
think
there's
Nintendo,
so much.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, but like, why does everyone get to own this shit that they had nothing to do with? Like, I don't understand why. Like,
no one stopped them. No one stopped them.
But like, we just need to like. These aren't protections for us anymore, Mike. Like copyright law will never help us with the economy of nothing, right? Because no one could ever steal what this stupid thing is. No one other than us could ever make the economy of nothing the animated series. It would be the biggest sack of shit you've ever seen. It doesn't make any fucking sense unless like we do it exactly right. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So have it. Take these characters and put them anywhere. The fuck are you gonna like? It could only help me when someone comments, "This is from my guy, my thing," right? Like, like if you come up with a real good video game idea, Ubisoft's just going to steal it right away. So you should be able to steal all their shit at the start, right? Like, who are we benefiting from any of this?
Yeah.
Like, they pretend like all these like liability companies and patents, all this copyrights to protect you, but none of us have any of it. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. So, Mike, we're gonna end this because, we're gonna end on this last topic because it is we've gone an hour and 9 minutes. It's 11:30, and I would like to get your take before leaving this episode tonight. I'd like to know your pitch on we want to start Captain Tracy, Mr. Green, aka the Mikes, want to start an Economy of Nothing gaming segment by actually creating a video game along with the show. Mike Badone has ideas. We actually, if you know Stardew Valley, I think that's like a really good starting point of like a pixel type of version of a game. I believe Mike Badone was talking about XCOM. We believe that earlier in the Patreon, go check it out if you haven't. We talked about the Rangers possibly being in a turnstile South Park Stick of Truth style game. So, Mike, your pitch for Economy of Nothing, the game, what do you think it is, just as a pitch?
Okay, so I think regardless of what the game is, right? Like, I think since we know it's an Economy of Nothing game, we know it needs to take place in the world and have the characters, right? Which means we know the Economy of Nothing characters is in some way the Moonshine crew together, at least in the first season, right? So they need to be defined by like powers and abilities some ways, right? Like whether it ends up being a card game or a battler or like a shooter, right? Like they all need to kind of play slightly different and synergize and have like one should, like if it was a squad-based shooter, right? It would still want to be like one of them has a sniper and one of them's the medic and what, you know what I mean? Like right, or like in the most basic sense, don't you think?
So I think actually it's all coming together as you say it. Like yes, it's a squad of 4. I think you make it like a dad game-esque where you don't have to know everything of the plot, but it's just us in the moonshine, aka the red truck in outer space, just driving to the next planet. And on the way, when we get there, we're going out to either do an adventure or salvage something. And then the whole time it's going on, it's just us talking about random stuff, just like in the show. So like the idea of playing the game is in a way a gaming version of the podcast, right? So like the dialogue from the podcast could be us playing the game. Well,
what if
and
it was
game
like
could be like you said, either turnstile or depending on the level or the planet that we're landing on could change from like a Turtles in Time type of planet, a Power Rangers type of planet,
so
Stardew planet.
So I have like a lot of ideas. Like I've always liked the idea of a bit of an Oregon Trail. And where where like instead of like stopping to like do like a hunting mini game, perhaps you like have to stop some bandits or something, and then it's like some sort of fight or something. But like I want to stay a little more high level and just think like from like a more like basic like a basic idea of like, okay, how do these like we need to think about like how the characters like interact, right? Like I feel like I don't know, I've been playing a lot of this like board game with some friends down here. It's called like I don't remember what it's called. It's called like something or other. And it's like a game, it just has like a couple figurines and some cards and you just like play them down. And it's the Ninja Turtles, right? And so like there's 4 characters and they each have slightly different moves and slightly more health, and some of them can move a little further than other ones. And so I'm just trying to, through visualizing the cartoon in my head, be like, okay, like who would want, like just if I'm thinking of them as like a board game kind of XCOM, which character moves the farthest, right? Just in like my brain, right?
So Alex,
just trying to like,
right? Alex.
Like I'm thinking Alex moves the farthest, right? Because he's like the athlete,
the youngest.
Right?
He's the youngest. He's the athlete.
Well, Eric's the youngest.
No. So like out of the range, like out of the 4 of us, he's just his joints don't hurt, right? He's in the age of where he's in his prime. He'd be able to run the fastest, I would imagine.
Yeah, and like I think there's like and we don't have to answer any of these questions.
No,
and,
it's fine.
You know,
I mean, I
economy
think
nothing at gmail.com and down in the comments. No, and then we could riff. And like, what I'm saying is like, it's then I have thoughts like, okay, well, if Mr. Green is going to hit harder than the captain, let's say he does more damage. It's like, how do we then justify that with like some counter thing, right? And it's like, okay, well, maybe Mr. Green like goes less often than the captain. And it's like, that kind of makes more sense. The captain's kind of out here trying. Maybe the captain has 2 actions and Green gets 1, but Green's is a harder hit than the cap. You know, and we like,
I get
like that kind of thing, right? Like trying to think of how like 4 characters could balance together, and then just coming up with like for your point, well, the kids should be faster because their joints don't hurt as much, right? You know, we just need to it is the economy of nothing game. So like, and especially at this level of brainstorm, dude, 2 reasons is a good enough reason, man. Like, unless you know what I mean? Like, and of course, like none of it's set in stone, right? So like, there's an idea of like, okay, and so are people range, right? Like Mr. Green has his sniper, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of established that in the Brenner 7 episode, he has a sniper. So it's like, that's a canon thing he does. And if we were being tasked to make a mobile game for a cartoon that we'd only seen some episodes of, you'd be like, well, there's an episode with a sniper. Get working on that, right? Like, is what they would do.
I can already say, like, in my mind, like, Green has a sniper, so he's got a long-range, powerful shot. And then his secondary power would be his laser whip that is powerful, but it's really slow. Right? It's not like I could just say, wah, 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 wah. It just have to be like, wah. And then it has a slow, like, reload, right? Because a sniper in general needs to be farther enough away to snipe. But then if, you know, he does get into a situation where a bunch of people are around him, he could do like a tornado whip, but he could only do that like once every 60 seconds or something, you know?
Right. And but like, here's what I'm thinking, right? Is what we need to do is just come up with 4 moves for the 4 characters. And that gives us like, I have in my brain, like the way, like I don't have done the numbers, but I can see the map of like, well, if it's 4 characters with 4 moves, that's 16. And then each of them have a slightly different health value, and that multiplies it again. Like, and the strategy just kind of builds itself, kind of. I don't know if it's fun strategy, but
like the way I see it, how it playing, what you're talking about is like, kind of like Warhammer 40K, but like on a tile board. So if you had like a checkerboard, right?
Well, I have been talking a lot of tabletop stuff with my buddy, right? So like this is influencing my thoughts.
So like Mr. Green, if he's a sniper, he's long range, he can only move 1 tile forward at a time. But then his like laser whip can, let's say, assuming this board is a huge board, right? Like say it can go 3 tiles out, like wide in a whip. That's what I would think. And then let's say like Alex, since he's the adventurer, he could sprint all the way down the board, right? Yeah. But like his attack is not going to be as strong as like your attack. Like he can get overwhelmed real quick.
Exactly. Yeah. And so like, and then here's where I go with like, all right, so let's talk about Alex as a character, right? It's like, so when we talk about doing the time jump in the show and we're like in the future, I see that opening with like Eric and Alex, like peak, they're the heroes now. Like we don't know where the Captain and Green are, but it's like them like really like, I guess my animation's better, or like hopefully we have an animation studio by the time we're like season 3 or whatever, right? And it's like, I haven't like quite worked out for Eric, but for Alex, like, so Alex has these like stun balls, this energy thing. He has some sort of energy thing, right? And my idea is that it can either be used as like a shield or like an attack, or you can throw it as like an energy stun ball, or you can use it to like block a laser. And he has 2 of them, right? So he can like hit here and block a laser. So like that's the image. Idea. Eric's hacking, and he's like every now and then he throws one and stuns a guy, right? But in the future, or like his superpower later in the game is like he can throw one down to like jump off of it to go somewhere to throw. Like he's like really like he can do like super creative shit with like the idea of having 2 of them. Where like when he's younger, it's like, well, I can throw one and stun a guy while I save myself or block 2. You know what I mean? Like, but as he gets older. And then as his moves, he can like throw a shield to defend the captain when he's like, you know what I mean? They have,
Yeah. I like the idea of Alex, and this is just one of the 2 blaster laser, because I think this would work well with the sniper, right? It's like, I think in grenade form, it does damage. Let's assume our enemies have shields in this scenario.
Yeah.
So I would say
further, not on the tutorial level,
right?
certainly not.
Yeah, in attack form, when he throws a grenade version of the energy shield, it reduces shield and does some damage. Whatever, let's say a third, right?
Yeah.
But when in close combat form, he kind of does the Black Widow thing where he uses the energy blasters to give him more oomph, but it's only able to take down shields. And then that would be more basis to why you would have Mr. Green with the sniper in the background just being like, bang, bang. Like he's running up, getting shields gone, but like he can easily get overwhelmed if he takes on too many.
Yeah, like I think Alec is mostly like speed and like some range and getting in, because I think we can balance and be like, oh, and Eric has like a big tech hammer that he hits people with, and it mostly hits him. He can swing with the strength of a kid, and then the hammer hits him much harder. You know what I mean? Like that's how he's like a heavy melee, despite
like
his
a friggin' what's the thing you throw that comes back? You know what I'm talking? They have in Australian. A boomerang. But like a boomerang hammer, like a boomerang tech hammer. So you can just like boom, 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 comes right back at him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Because he would need a bigger. It would actually be funnier if Eric, being the tech guy, could do more damage.
Honestly, thesis. This idea is very fun. I had not. This is like I kind of thought of Alex's thing. This is very fun to me, and it like really helps the balance now that I think of it, because I'm like, for a while I was like. In my brain, what could a mission that wasn't just kill all the enemies be? Oh, well, Eric has to go hack while something else is happening. And then, well, Alex can defend him. And I'm like, oh, well, that's the animated scene I'm going to do, right? But like, then I'm like, oh, but that's lame. If like, that makes every mission defend Eric. And I'm like, Eric's not like the damsel in distress of the four of them or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like that would be too lame. So we give him offensive power, but like his defense is weak, so you can't have him run out there by himself and hit the guy and then just leave him there, right? The captain needs to be able to. Dude, the captain can totally has the power to command. Like he can teleport people on the battlefield or something. Like he can like move people, right? Like some sort of strategy power.
I was gonna say the captain, and in my opinion, the captain has those like those big boots remind me of thrusters. So I think like. You're very nimble.
Teleport like the Jimmy as the Flash in the Fractured Butthole. He can like grab your character and like and he takes their place because he's like a courageous guy. No, get out of there, Eric. Yeah. He like swaps and takes
grabs
your place.
Him, swaps him back. Yeah. He can dodge shit quicker.
He's like he's like the captain is like a tank, but he's like a dexterous tank. Like because it's like just more it's more cinematic.
Flash, yeah.
It's more cinematic if they miss him than if he's just like taking a beating well, right? It's more cinematic if he dodges their lasers, right? And it's more like sci-fi action, man, right? Like
and I mean, like you're in the cartoon, your whole shtick on the Captain too was like his was all like a non-lethal approach. So in order
he's
for
like drawing aggro or whatever they say, right?
He would have to just like get quicker over time, be able to dodge and stuff, and then I think like your like
moves.
charge stuff
I love
is
the idea
like
of him having disarm moves.
Like you bull charge somebody and then like pick them up, like, flip them over, and they're like knocked out, right?
Like knockdown bonuses or whatever.
Something. Like I mean, and I think the captain has to have a negative quality, like some sort of negative buff that would counteract all his speed. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's like, maybe because you're so fast, you don't have a shield. Maybe you're just straight health, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, by having no like damage powers, like I think his health is low. Like, right? If like I think Green has the most health, right? Because the captain's health's low because like he's mostly, but like I was thinking earlier today about, I heard one time in the Uncharted games, the according to the designers, when the screen's getting all red, that's not Nathan Drake taking hits, that's his luck running out.
Oh, I didn't know
And then
that.
when his luck runs all the way out, he gets hit by a bullet and dies. And so it's not actually Nathan Drake taking 100 bullets and slowly whittling his health down. They're all missing and his luck's running out. And so I think maybe for the captain having low health but like high missing you rate or whatever. I think like if the captain gets hit, he's gonna go down. He's just a dude in a fucking business
Yeah, I
suit.
like the idea.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's the what's that video game where it's like dun 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 dun. You know, like when
like Sonic when Sonic's running out of air.
Yeah, but I mean, you could that's kind of the same thing, the luck thing,
like,
right? Yeah,
you could think that like maybe you've triggered some kind of thing, like the like you know this is probably getting too deep into our game, but maybe once the captain like goes in and saves someone, he triggers something where it's like maybe this is like too advanced of a move, where it's like, oh well, now everyone's shooting at him, so you only have until the captain's life's out to like now the next three need to go like do.
I like the idea
whatever,
that like
right?
the captain's one of his special moves would be like a rally call where everyone like where it's like help on me, and then like everybody stops what they're doing, like I turn with a sniper rifle, and then Alex is running over there disarming people, and then Eric comes in with like a tech hammer, just like and I'm like,
dude, I love Eric's fucking tech hammer, dude. I'm so happy about Eric's tech hammer. Like I kind of like, it's so weird. Did I say this already? Have you played Mario vs. Rabbids?
No, but I've heard it's a good strategy game.
So I kind of see this in my mind, like not but like just in the way that like it's kind of like a game that kind of has it, but like it has like some fun to it or whatever. Like I think everyone's had like, I think they all have a good bit of like a goof to them, I think, because it is a cartoon, right? And it's a game. But I think we should wind this puppy down. So that was a fun conversation about the game. I think we'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch The Godfather. Who knows?
Maybe. But thank you.
I've seen The Godfather.
Well, I never have, so.
Well, Mr. Green's an alien. He's from, like, when would you have seen it? Who throws away their copies of The Godfather? You wouldn't have found it while you were working as a junk man or whatever you do. When I'm not around. What do I do it again? Well, I'm not gracious enough to let you fly along with me. Anyway.
All right. Well, it's a good episode.
All right, brother. economyofnothing.com, gmail.com/economyofnothingbits. Yo, someone send me some money, bro. Come on.
Yeah, we need money. Come on.
Stop spending your money on FanDuel and join our fucking Patreon. Fuck
seriously. Seriously.
Like people are going to spend so much money on we could make the economy of nothing forever on like what like people will bet on the Super Bowl in like 2 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, anyway. Like, I know. Anyway. It's crazy. Probably have already bet on the Super Bowl, despite the fact that the Super Bowl is like a month away. Do you know what I mean? Like, people have already bet on the Super Bowl.
There's bets happening right now, probably.
All right. Well, hey, everyone, get off your phones, stop betting. Like, you should only be engaging with the economy of nothing and then also real things. But I don't know where you find those things, but work on it. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.